What's up, everybody? This is Kermit the Frog. I actually restarted this video just because I know I can make it a lot shorter. I just want to get straight to the point. Obviously, this is a black screen, so we're going to be talking about the New Orleans Saints. I just want you guys to know that the Saints will not make the playoffs this year. Okay, it's not going to happen, and if there is no if they're not mathematically eliminated, but they're eliminated, bro. We're not beating Green Bay. It's certain things like that just aren't happening. It's not gonna happen. So prepare yourselves, guys, for what I'm about to say. All right, especially you Derek Carr supporters. The Saints need to come off the vets. Derek Carr is making $150 million. All right, this team is not going to the playoffs next year. All right, there's no point in paying him $150 million. There's no point for him to even be on the roster. It costs too much. Just like Tyrann Mathieu, just like all these other veterans, Demario Davis, Cam Jordan, who should retire. There's a lot of people that just need to be traded away or released so that we can accumulate the picks to start rebuilding this team. I also don't think Darren Rizzi should be the head coach. When are the Saints going to learn that hiring in-house does not work for them? It's not going to work. You need an entirely new, fresh identity that isn't trying to copy someone else. Like, I know it's a copycat league, but every team is unique in their own way. The Saints are trying to be Detroit and Las Vegas, with, the comparisons to Dan Campbell and, Derek Carr and all his insufferable fans. Yeah, I think that the Saints should, well, at least me and the community that isn't completely brainwashed by what you guys hear on ESPN, which I don't use ESPN at all. It's woke. It's fucking bullshit. Yeah, these Saints videos get unfiltered. I say the Saints take their medicine in 2025. They start Jake Haener behind whatever O-line they can, muster up. And I say I don't think he's going to be winning us any games. They get the first pick, and they draft Arch Manning in 2026. I think that is one of the only ways we can get out of this. Start trading away, get the picks, draft a wide receiver. All right, we do need another wide receiver because I don't know if Chris Olave is the number one. He's kind of small. I say get another receiver. I say you fortify the offensive line. I say the new head coach, who I hope is Ben Johnson, or it could be Aaron Glenn. I say that they bring in their own staff. I don't think Clint Kubiak has showed that he can stay consistent enough. I don't think that he showed that he can make those adjustments at halftime. And without Taysom Hill, his offense is, Pete Carmichael. So, yeah, I don't think Rizzi should be retained. I think that we should at least go try to give someone else, the key, someone who's having success, on a grand scale, not winning 2 games after firing, 26 and 53. We need success on a grand scale, like Ben Johnson's having, like Aaron Glenn is having, like anyone who's going to be on the market has had probably more success than the New Orleans Saints has this year. But I say, yeah, we take the medicine in 2025, trade away, as many vets as we can, make any bit of draft compensation that we can, and we attack the draft with our new head coach, and we go get Arch Manning, and we build around him, and we we make a push for the playoffs. I don't see how any Saints fan cannot look at what, the Chiefs, the Ravens, Cincinnati, Buffalo, all the Miami, the Commanders, Chicago. How are you not looking at all these teams with these younger quarterbacks and following that formula? Why do Saints fans only believe that Derek Carr can get the job done? Derek Carr's never going to see a Super Bowl. He's never going to see a Super Bowl unless it's as a backup quarterback. And he's not going to... He actually can't take us to playoffs next year. He's not doing it this year. So why pay him $150 million at all? That's the part that these Saints fans aren't understanding. Like, oh, well, he's top 5 in this category. He's top 5 in this category. He's top 5 in this category. All right, he might be top 5 in one of those categories, like actual categories. All right, you might say he plays a decent game. All right, but none of those decent games have gotten us decent wins. All right, that's why we're in this situation. All right, he is an experiment from 26 and 53 or 54, whatever his name is. And he needs to, go away so that we can move on and actually get younger as a football team and get competitive as a football team. All right, Darren Rizzi, great guy. He has a lot of passion for the game. I don't want him as a head coach because he hasn't seen success on a massive scale like all these other coordinators have right now, especially Ben Johnson. If the Saints care about their team, you go get Ben Johnson. You eat that dead cap. You eat however much money you have to in 2025. All right, you're going to be bad that year. All right, you might see a glimpse and flashes of what the team's going to look like when you go get your guy in Arch Manning, and then that's when it happens. All right, and if it happens, I don't want to say I told you so. I would be surprised if, somehow we went and got Shedeur Sanders or something like that. I would love Shedeur. I would love literally any young rookie quarterback over what is happening right now. And I don't see how Saints fans are okay with it. How are you okay with missing the playoffs consistently? And then saying, oh, Carr's playing good. He's not playing good. If you watched any of the games if you watch any team that I listed off earlier, the Commanders, the Bengals, you're seeing these quarterbacks do all these amazing things. Whether they're throwing it, they're throwing dimes, they're running, they're making things happen. All right, Derek Carr's not doing that stuff. All right, he has 14 touchdowns on the season or something like that. That is not top 10. That's not top 5. All right, so I wanted to make this video shorter, for many reasons, but hopefully Saints fans can understand what I'm trying to say. All right, I'm not saying tank, but you guys need to at least try to go get Arch Manning. Make an attempt to get Arch Manning, and an entire new head coach and staff. I say get Ben Johnson or Aaron Glenn. And if not either of those two, you go get Mike Vrabel. It's one of those three that I think could change New Orleans. But Derek Carr and Darren Rizzi, that's not going to work. All right, this has been The Frog, and I'm out. I'll see you guys later in the pond. All right.